Hello students! Many amongst us found history a boring subject. Even many starts yawning before the class begins. Well, this is because we do not know what is history. We do not understand that how history is useful for us. Students, actually history only informed us that how can we rectify the mistakes committed in past. History only gives us our identity. History taught us that how we fought for our rights, how we defined our culture, and how we formed a society collectively. I am Ritika Gaur, and I will start today's session of history class with first chapter, the French Revolution. But before proceeding towards the chapter explanation, first I want to make all of you clear that in 9th standard you will be going to learn about the events and processes of world contemporary history. And as a part of the topic, we divided it into three main chapters, naming the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, and Nazism and the rise of Hitler. In the first chapter, French Revolution, you will study about the revolution of France in 1789 with the abolition of monarchy and establishment of republic. In second chapter, Russian Revolution, you will come to know about the ideology of socialism and how it leads towards Russian Revolution of 1917. And in the third chapter, Nazism and the rise of Hitler, we will study about Hitler, his ideas incorporated as Nazism, and its relation with World War II. French Revolution. As it is a bit lengthy chapter and it has so much to learn and understand, I will cover this chapter in four parts. Students, today I will cover this chapter from page number 3 to page number 7 of your NCERT. Let us start with the introduction. The French Revolution was a milestone episode in modern European history. It began in the year 1789, ended in the late 1790s with the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. The French Revolution played a critical role in shaping modern nations. It brought new ideas to Europe, including liberty, equality, and freedom. These new ideas continued to influence Europe and helped to shape many of Europe's modern day governments. The French Revolution plays a vital role in world history. It teaches us the monarchy system and how only a king has the power to formulate all the policies, rules, and regulations for the society and its kingdom at large. Here we will learn that how people raised their voice against the system and started a revolution famously known as the French Revolution. Now students, this chapter begins with the incident of storming of Bastille prison. By July 1789, rumors were all around in France, especially in Paris, that monarch King Louis XVI was playing something against his own people. The French army was being prepared to gunshot the French people. Thus, around 7,000 French people, common people, from people's militia. But they needed weapons, and that's why they attacked few government buildings and captured weapons from them. There was a prison in Paris famously known as the Bastille, a symbol of despotic rule of monarch. Many criminals and bullets, especially bullets, were kept in this prison. Thus, on 14th July 1789, around 700 French people attacked Bastille and obtained all the bullets. This single incident made King Louis XVI aware about the power of French people. This incident gave the first impression of French Revolution. But students, this attack on Bastille prison was not because of any one day event. It was just an immediate event leading towards the French Revolution. It was the result of sufferings of French common people. Thus, it is very important to understand that why people suddenly stood against their monarch and what were actually the in-depth causes of French Revolution. So students, let us study all the causes of French Revolution in detail. Number 1. Rule of King Louis XVI. See students, from 13th century, Bourbon dynasty was ruling France, and King Louis XVI of Bourbon dynasty only came to power in 1774, and he found an empty treasury after ascending the throne. Long years of war had actually drained the French resources, financial resources actually, as he helped the 13 American colonies to gain their independence from the common enemy, that was Britain, which added more than $1 billion of debt. Students, livre was the name of currency prevailing in France till 1794. Now, next point was that an extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles also cost a lot. And thus, to meet its regular expenses such as the cost of maintaining an army, the court, running government offices or universities, the state has to force to increase taxes. Now the first point which we discussed earlier was related to King Louis and the economic causes of French Revolution. Now the second point was the Society of Estates. This point is somewhere related to the social causes of French Revolution. See students, the Society of France and its institutions, popularly known as Old Regime before 1789. The society was divided into three estates. As you can see in the picture, the first estate, which was commonly known as the clergy, they were the group of people involved in church matters. Now the second estate, known as nobility, they were the people who have high rank in state administration. And the third estate, they were the people comprises of big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, peasants, and artisans, landless laborers, and servants. To understand the condition of all the states, let us look at the picture more precisely, students. The first two classes were exempted from paying taxes. They enjoyed privileges by birth. They also enjoyed feudal privileges and also occupied most of the land. Thus, only the members of the third estate had to pay taxes. Taxes like tithe and telle were collected by government and church. They were 90% of the population but possessed only 40% of land. From the above explanation, it must be now clear to all of you that most of the tax amount was collected from those who had very less amount to pay. Because of this situation, of this taxation and feudal service policies, the life of third estate people became very miserable. This situation you can also relate with the picture in the previous slide where a man symbolizing third estate carries the weight of two persons symbolizing first and second estate respectively. Now students, the third important cause of French Revolution was the subsistence crisis. See students, subsistence crisis is a situation in which common people found scarcity of basic necessities of life. The same thing which happened in France also. The population of France was increasing day by day, and thus the demand of food was also increasing. That is a natural factor. But the supply of food grains was actually not fulfilled according to demand, neither by the monarchy or by the nobles. And thus, in this scenario, the prices of food grains went high. And so, people who were already poor and pay all the taxes also, that you can understand about whom I am talking about, they were the people of third estates. It became very difficult for them to afford bread and butter with high prices. change the situation of subsistence crisis of France, middle class of society came forward, mainly doctors, lawyers, industrialists, and government officials comprises of middle class. They believe in new ideas and education. They have only one single motive to establish equality and freedom in France. Students, and another important cause of French Revolution was the contribution of philosophers. See students, it must be very surprising for all of you that philosophers, yes, philosophers also played a very important role in making French Revolution successful. Not only the third estate people or the people of middle class, but a special category of people amongst the society was the philosophers. They were like Montesquieu, Rousseau, John Locke. They were such philosophers who started publishing the ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity in their books. The main books published with these ideas were Two Treatises of Government, Spirit of Law, The Social Contract. With the help of these books, people in France, especially the educated one, started discussing the ideas of liberty and freedom. Because of their books, people gained strength to fight for their rights. So students, we learned about the introductory part of chapter French Revolution. I hope you had a great start of studying world history with such an interesting topic. Now, as we covered the part of introduction and causes of French Revolution, you all need to do the worksheet questions given with this video. And we will start with the next topic, the outbreak of revolution, with the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care.